Hi, I'm Gizzi Erskine and welcome to Wild Dish. Now in the UK we are so lucky because we have so many great ingredients that are super healthy grown on our doorsteps. But I think it's really important to mix things up. So I'm here in New Malden at Korea Foods to take a look at Korea's biggest and most healthy speciality, kimchi. Now if we're talking about healthy Korean food, your first stop has to be kimchi. It's a side dish that's fermented, which gives it stacks of probiotics. It's full of antioxidants. It's eaten 3 times a day in every Korean household. I want to go and show you guys how this is made, and I know just the person. So I'm here with Nicola Cho, who's going to be showing me how to make kimchi. We're making a classic kimchi today, which is with cabbage, because you know I'm a massive kimchi fan. Yep. I have a cat called Kimchi. This is how much I love it. She is really cute. It's really hard to describe. I mean, the closest thing I think that's already out there that people might understand is sauerkraut. Yeah, but it's more complex than sauerkraut.
Definitely, it's got layers of flavour, texture, and you could have it in different types of kimchi, like cucumber, radish, spring onion, like it's endless, like literally.
But today we're making classic cabbage kimchi.
Yes, we are. So here we have the cabbage.
So these, in the UK, we sort of call them, these ones, Chinese cabbage.
Leaves, yep.
Or Chinese leaves, yeah.
Yep. So what we do is just give it an incision to the top, and not all the way through, and then you pull it apart, like this.
I always love that.
Yeah, that sound. So my tip is get some salt, get some water, and just put a bit of salt in already for it to dilute a bit. And then with the cabbages, you add some water here, just to bathe the cabbage a little bit. So we add the salted water, just pour it in, just to help it a little bit.
Yeah. Sprinkle
the salt, so it gets in between all the leaves. So normally, well, for my recipe, we would leave it for about 4 hours. Ta-da! So now you can definitely see that the sizes have actually decreased tremendously, and they're much softer as well. So ready for seasoning, get the daikon muli.
So a daikon is simply a giant white radish.
Cut the ends.
A mandolin is a great piece of kit. They're really sharp, you need to be really careful of them. But it just makes light work of chopping, and it sort of makes uniform little bits.
Yeah, like matchsticks.
Yes, exactly.
Matchsticks, yeah. So, all in all, they will look like this. Cut some chives. If you don't have chives, that's fine. You can just add spring onions.
And guys, if you're not following this, don't worry at all. The recipe is below there in the description box.
Very roughly cutting the spring onions. And if you want a little bit more flavour, sweetness to the kimchi, you can add half an onion, cut them very, very thinly. Now we're going to be seasoning this. This is chili powder, the key ingredient for kimchi.
I'm going to try this. It's probably insane of me. I mean, it's spicy. It's spicy, but do you know what? It's fruity.
2 big spoonfuls of the chili powder, and you can put 3, or even if you can put 1 if you want to make it a little bit mild. But it's best when it's like quite spicy. So I'll put 2, and then we've got 1 tablespoon of sugar. You would not actually expect to put sugar inside kimchi, but it just brings everything together.
Balances it.
Yeah, balances it. And then a bit of ginger. And in all Korean foods, you cannot have anything without garlic. Garlic is the key essential. It's like butter. These are all blended as well. It's easier to work with them if it's blended. So we've got fermented shrimp. We call that SAEUJOT in Korean. So you just need like a tiny amount, that much, because it's very, very salty, you see. This is another similar ingredient. It's called JEOTGAL, which is an anchovy sauce. Probably a tablespoon of this as well, very tiny amount. So, traditional way, we use our hands. We call 손맛, which is, the taste comes from the hands. It's not just the ingredients of how much you put in, but it's from the hands that really makes it taste good, Korean food. So
It's like dressing a salad, really.
Yeah.
At this stage.
So before we actually put the fillings,
Yeah.
the seasoned fillings inside the cabbage, one key ingredient would be sweet rice powder with a bit of water and just whisked away a tiny amount. And then you just add a little bit and mix it all together. So this is what we made earlier, and this is what it will actually look like. You can definitely see that the juices have actually come out. It's doesn't look like a salad. It's more like a proper pasty filling. Yeah.
Now, what makes kimchi is the next stage, which is the fermentation. This is where kimchi becomes healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's healthy anyway. You can see there's garlic, there's ginger, there's chili. You know, there's cabbage. You know, it's clearly a healthy food anyway. But the fermentation is the key.
Yeah. As very low sugar as well, high in vitamins and fiber. It's endless, really.
Yeah.
It's so healthy. You can make so many other dishes with this kind of kimchi, like kimchi pancake, tofu kimchi, which is like steamed tofu with like fried kimchi.
That's one of my favorites. With the pork.
The kimchi soup is a really good one. So now we come to the storing part. So what you do is basically once you've filled it, it will be the filling will be everywhere, literally like this. So you need to tuck it under the ends here. You put it up, tuck it under, and then wrap the last part of the leaf just around the side like that, like a jacket. This is an earthenware jar. It's a clay kind of a jar. We use it to store kimchi or soy sauce, but you can always store it in jars, glass jars, any kind of jar that will be sealed so that the fermentation can take place.
Yeah, I do mine in a kilner jar.
Yeah, push it in, and then another key thing is to actually really like push it in so no air will actually get to it. And then seal it with the lid and store it for like a day or half a day, depending on how warm your house is. And then leave it in the fridge the second day and probably like 2 to 3, 4 days. Check on it, and if you like it crunchy, take it out and nibble on some. And if you like it really like sour, tangy, that kind of taste, leave it for a couple more days, about 6 days. So this is kimchi that's been fermented for about 2 weeks. You can really smell it. Get a whiff of that.
Yeah. Oof. It's sour. It smells sour.
So slice our kimchi. And we can taste it.
With fingers.
Yeah, fingers.
Seeing as we've been doing so much stuff with our hands anyway.
It's crunchy, sour, that bold flavour, the texture.
I mean, I couldn't describe that better. I mean, it's fiery. Aromatic ingredients like the garlic, the ginger, the fish sauces and the fermented shrimps. You know, but it's all homogenized now because it's been sitting for so long.
Yeah.
So it all feels very harmonious.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you very much for giving me a crash course in kimchi making.
Always a pleasure.
I hope we've inspired you to give it a go at home. If you do, particularly if you try any radical flavours, comments in the box below. Also, if you want to subscribe, click here. For more videos, click here. And I'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye.